Hi friends, it's Deanna here today, and today we're going to be hacking the Effortless Hourglass dress. This dress is so cute. It's a bodycon fitted dress that just has a great shape. It goes fitted all the way through, has the cutest front pocket. It's got different shape, different sleeve options. It's got different neckline options, different lengths. It's great. But on our Facebook, I saw one of our members, Sammy Leslie, she posted a hack that she did where she made the skirt go out and flow out a little bit so it's not so fitted all the way through. And I thought, oh my goodness, I love it. I need to give it a try. So here we are. Let's do it. All right, so how we're going to do this is we're actually, the way that she did it is she grabbed the skirt pattern and opened it up so it'll swing out. So I cut my skirt pattern at the sideways adjustment area, or you can cut it here at the hip line. Maybe that's where you want it to start, is where you want this to start flaring out. Actually, maybe the hip line would be best. The sideways, it could come up a little bit. We'll start at the sideways. Now, I don't want to change anything with the pocket. I'm going to leave the pocket the same. So I'm going to probably make a couple of cuts like here and here and see what happens. But what the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to retrace my pattern piece onto a piece of paper so that way I can not ruin my original pattern piece. I'm going to do the same for the back and the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure how much I open it up and open it up the same on the back. Now the back and the front are not the same measurement, obviously. So whatever I open here, I'm going to open on the back as well. So let me trace these out and get two pattern pieces out of this. All right, here we have our front of my skirt. All right, and what we're going to do is we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna draw those lines. I gotta mark my pocket too, because I wanna take my pocket out. Where is my front? This is the back. I still wanna put the pocket on here, so I'm gonna mark my pocket. All right, there's my pocket. So I'm gonna go about 2 inches away from and mark it right there, 2 inches. Then I'm gonna go about, no, that was 1 inch. I'm sorry, 1 inch from the edge. Now I'm going about 2 inches from that. You know what? Let me go 2 inches from the edge instead of 1. 2 inches from the edge, I'm gonna draw a line here, and then 2 inches again, I'm gonna draw another line. I'm going to draw another line starting here at the edge of the pocket. That's going to be the end of my line. And I'm going to go straight out. It really does not matter where you do these lines, because what we're going to do is we're going to cut and we're going to spread this out. All right, so the lines are there. Now I'm going to cut at the line. I'm not going all the way up. I'm just going up to about 3 inches from the top. Gonna mark that. Now you can make another pattern piece if you want, or you can put it straight on your fabric. I think maybe the best thing would be to make another pattern piece, but what we're literally going to do is we're going to open this out so that we can make this skirt flowier. So like so, we're just kind of moving these out. This measurement here will stay the same because that's the waistline. So it kind of opens up like this will open up. So this bottom piece where the skirt is, it's going to flare out. Now, I don't know how much to open it up. I'm just going to do a few inches. So the more you open it up, the fuller it will be at the bottom. One thing that you can do, if you have a dress that already opens up a lot at the bottom, that has the perfect width at the bottom, you can put that dress here on top of, underneath it, and open this up to match that bottom hem, the width that you want. And then you can fix this over here. So you can either use that or just do what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to eyeball it. And then I'm going to tell you exactly how much I did. And then you can go from there and be like, you know, I want to do that much, or no, I don't want to do that much. It's up to you. Instead of Okay, so instead of cutting another pattern piece, I'm going to use scrap paper that I had that has like printed on the other side. I'm going to place it behind the pattern. And I'm going to cut strips. Actually, how wide do I want this? I think I'm going to make every one. I don't know if you want to measure here at the bottom how wide you want this to be. If I want it to be like a, let's see, about 2 inches wider. And then 2 inches here. And 2 inches here. If I separate each one a couple of inches, that might be a lot. Let's see, if I separate each one 1 inch. Sorry, you all are talking this through with me, right? 1 inch, that might not be enough. What about 1.5 inches? You think 1.5 inches would be good? Or should we do 2 inches? Let's do just 1.5 inches on each. So I did 3 lines and I'm gonna separate them 1.5 inches on each. So I'm gonna grab my scrap paper. You don't know the method of my madness. Why did I just fold it in half if I'm not gonna cut it right in half? I kind of wanted it in thirds, so I wanted the half so I knew exactly what, never mind. Don't worry about it. Anyway, the part that you need to know is that what I'm going to do here at the bottom, I want the final result to be 1.5 inches, I said, right? Away from each other. So I'm going 1.5 inches on each spot. Now, if this turns out wide enough, like as wide as you want it, then you know 1.5 inches is good. If it turns out still too tight, then you're like, I kind of want to go a little bit wider and go 2 inches out. If it's too big, then you can be like, it's a little too much volume. We're going to go in. We're only going to do 1 inch. So we're testing this out and we're doing it together. I'm opening 1.5 inches on every single one of them. So it'd be like 4.5 inches wider at the bottom than it was to begin with, right? Did I math that right? Okay, one more. And then I'll do this exact same thing to the back. There you go. So now I'm gonna go ahead and let me cut this bottom area so it's all matched. And I've got, this is my new front pattern piece. See that? So it kind of flares out here at the bottom, but the top is still the same. I'm going to do the exact same thing to the back. She's been sitting right here waiting for me. All right, time to cut our pattern. I'm going to cut out my pocket piece because I said I wanted to do pockets on this one. I want to make sure everything looks good here. Okay, and this is my fold here on the front, so I'm placing that on the fold area. So I'm cutting basically just exactly the same way. Here's my front bodice piece here. Now, I have to add a little bit of length at the torso because I'm taller. So I'll have to pull it down a little bit, but if you don't, you just put it right next to it like so. See that? And it kind of spreads out a little bit, but it's still the same width. And then I go around this way. Match this up right here. And cut around it so it kind of flares out as it goes. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to add the little bit of length that I need to add here at the torso because like I said, I have a longer torso. All right, let's cut this up and let's cross our fingers and hope everything turns out like I want it to. All right, I've got all my pieces cut out. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to sew this up just like the pattern instructions. If you want a detailed version on how to sew this up, we have a YouTube video on exactly how to sew this pattern up. So go check it out. I'm going to sew it up. I'm going to come back and give you all my feedback on how this hack turned out.
Alright friends, we are done with this sew. I think it turned out amazing. The hack works so great. It gives it a little bit of flair, which I love. I'm not a huge fitted person. I'm mostly like an oversized. You all know this already about me. So this is my comfort level and I just love it. It adds a whole new look to this beautiful pattern. I hope this encourages you to take your patterns and kind of just like move them around, switch them around, change them around to fit your personal style. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please comment, like, share, subscribe if you haven't so you never miss any of our other tutorials. And I'll see you next time. Bye!